How's everyone doing out there on YouTube? Welcome to my Cowboys family for our nightly quick recap of Dallas Cowboy news of the day. And I'm going to just jump right into this after I check the audio, make sure everything sounds good, guys. Hope you guys can hear me out there. Again, we don't do the chats now. We do the discussion a little later tonight, so make sure you join us for that. Probably around 8 o'clock Eastern time, more or less. Sometimes we start a little later, so just make sure you guys have your notification bell on. Make sure you guys, subscribe if you're new, and definitely hit like for this stream and that one when we get to that one in a couple hours, guys. So that's when we take our time for 45 minutes to an hour, and we make sure that we answer the questions and we do all the go through all the day's news, and of course the big game versus the Eagles this Sunday, guys. This is our basically our last shot to try to take and reclaim the division. So. All right, so it looks good that the audio is good, guys, and let's just jump right into the news stories of the day. Again, guys, most of the stuff is revolving around who's injured and who's practicing for the Cowboys. So let's start up with Dez Bryant. He was on the injury report yesterday, and today Dez Bryant was a full participant in practice. This is great news. We kind of expected that. So Dez Bryant returned to practice, full practice, after sitting out vet day yesterday. With a sore ankle and knee. So, it's bothered him the last couple of weeks. He's going to play against the Eagles, so he'll be out there. Now, the more important names, guys, Tyron Smith, Sean Lee. Tyron Smith, although some people are reporting that he's out, it's not official yet, guys, so don't jump the gun. Now, will he be out? Probably. Is he out? Not yet. And you gotta wait till tomorrow to make a confirmation. Now, of course, we could all play the guessing game and say it's not really a big risk to say he's going to be out for the Sunday game. It's more of a risk to say he's going to play. I think that if he participates somewhat in practice tomorrow, I think he's going to push himself and try to get in this game. But Tyron Smith did not practice today, as expected, guys. He was working on the sideline, though, with associate athletic trainer Britt Brown in hopes of trying to get out there to play on Sunday. So that's the update on Tyron Smith. He's not ruled out for the game. There's still a chance he plays. I'm not saying there's a good chance he plays, but I'm not going to report he's ruled out when there's still a chance he can get out there. And, guys, tomorrow's injury report will really be a deciding factor in that. Sean Lee, of course, did not practice again today. His hamstring and bilateral quad bruise and all these other things that he has going on. But the main thing is the hamstring, guys. Him and Jeff Heath with the concussion protocol. Along with Rico Gathers, also, concussion issues with that. So Sean Lee, Rico Gathers, Jeff Heath, and Tyron Smith, all those guys were outside with the athletic trainers. As I said, guys, Britt Brown was specifically working with Tyron Smith, but the other athletic trainers were working with Sean Lee, with Rico Gathers, with Jeff Heath, outside of the practice facility. And the Cowboys practice indoors today, full pad. So just so you guys know about all those, all our injuries. Yeah, I mean, no Dan Bailey, of course. He's the other guy. We knew he wasn't going to practice. He's not playing this weekend. But Heath is concussion, and Sean Lee with the hamstring, and Tyron Smith with the backslash, groin issue. These three guys, actually these four guys, really were outside rehabbing with the athletic trainers in an effort to get as many of them out there as possible. I think Sean Lee is not going to play this week. That's pretty much a done deal. But I think we need to focus on Tyron Smith, and hopefully the trainers, the athletic trainers can get Tyron Smith out there, shoot him up with whatever you need, painkillers, whatever, once the game starts, and get him out there to protect Dak's blind side. That's major. If we have any chance at all, it starts and ends with our left tackle. So now, guys, if for some reason we don't have Byron Bell playing, let me rephrase that. If for some reason we don't have Tyron Smith playing, Byron Bell is the leader in getting most, if not all, of the starting the snaps this week. But also he's looking as the projected starter if Tyron Smith cannot play on Sunday. So let me just read this to you guys. Byron Bell will probably start at left tackle if Tyron Smith can't make it out there this Sunday night. Offensive coordinator Scott Linehan, we all love him so much. He does not want to get in a situation where the Cowboys overcorrect their issues. Now, this is after the Falcon game, which we didn't correct the thing. So he doesn't want to overcorrect any issues we might have with Byron Bell or even Chaz Green. But he doesn't want to overcorrect their issues that happened last weekend and go to max protection in the passing game against Philly. He said, quote, "I don't know if this is a good analogy, but I don't know if a if a pro golfer goes out and plays and he's a top player and he shoots a 77, probably doesn't go out and get a new golf club, a new set of golf clubs, and fire his caddy and do all that, Linehan said. He probably goes out there to the range and gets better at some stuff. I think that's the kind of approach we have to have. So I don't really like those words from Scott Linehan, but what else did you expect from this team, which is a puppet team from the top, from the coaching staff, from the top to the bottom, from starting with Jason Garrett. So guys, again, let's talk about one of the good news, guys. Aside from Des Bryant being a full participant, and Malik Collins, just going to throw that out there again with his limited availability for practices. It's been an ongoing thing, so no worry about Malik Collins and his foot. He'll be out there playing. And Jeff Swaim, he's back at practice again, second straight day limited, like Malik Collins. But Jeff Swaim had a knee issue. He was out last week. He'll be there, which means Blake Jarwin be inactive this week. So expect Jeff Swaim to be out there. But Chidobe Awuzie, guys, he's still on the injury report. He really should be off of it. This is his 5th straight day of full practice. And that's great news, especially this week, guys, especially with Jeff Heath. Not that I like Jeff Heath, but the fact that he's out with a concussion could it's going to weaken our defensive backs and just the number of bodies that we have out there. So it's important that we have a backup plan, something that the Cowboys usually don't have. But here's the deal, guys. And this is what Rod Marinelli confirmed, that Chidobe Awuzie will be up this week if Jeff Heath can't go. So given the numbers, look for Chido to play some safety, if that's the case. Now, he's not going to start at safety, guys. The word is, if Heath doesn't play, it's pretty much set. Xavier Woods, guys. Xavier Woods starts in Jeff Heath's spot. But don't be surprised if you see Byron Jones moving up to play the slot corner or to play the tight end as a cornerback kind of situation or a man corner. And then you'll see Awuzie shift or get plugged in at safety. So when you look at our defense, we have a lot of moving parts that we can move. We can even put Xavier Woods at corner if we wanted to. So there's a lot of things we can do with our guys. Thank goodness that even though they're young and inexperienced, they'll make mistakes, but at least I like them better. They're more aggressive than what we usually had in there. And right now, guys, Jeff Heath is another weak link in our defensive backfield. I have no problem with Awuzie and Xavier Woods getting a lot more play time this week, especially Awuzie, who's been out for the last 6 out of 7 games. He's played 3 snaps in 7 games. So, that's good news that Awuzie is going to get a lot of playing time both at corner and at safety. And if Jeff Heath's gone, it's going to be Xavier Woods playing back there with Byron Jones, with Awuzie, with Kevon Frazier. So we're set as far as cornerbacks and safeties when it comes to injuries. Our linebacker spot, guys, with Sean Lee probably out, 99% out. It's just a matter of them ruling him out officially. Will probably be tomorrow. We're going to have, that's our biggest issue if Tyron Smith doesn't come back. So on our defensive side, our front line's fine. Our defensive backs are fine. I'm not saying we're going to be superstars out there on defense, but our linebackers is where we falter, and that's where they can run on us. The Eagles can run on us without Sean Lee if we don't have a good game plan rotating our 3 or 4 linebackers that we currently have, and that's going to be Jalen Smith, Justin Durant, Justin March Lillard, and Kyle Wilbur. If we don't rotate those guys around and give them 15, 20 snaps and space it out and go for quality, not quantity, I think if we do that, we have a better chance to stop the Eagles and maybe even hang in there with them. But if we don't have Tyron Smith, we have Byron Bell currently as the starter and Chaz Green as the backup to Byron Bell. Not a good sign for the Cowboys, and that really will hinder our defense because that's how the Eagles will put pressure on Dak in passing situations. The running game will break down, and if we don't get blocking, if there's no improvement from Chaz Green or Byron Bell and no help, which already they said, basically Scott Linehan said he's not going to help them, it's going to be a long day for Dallas Cowboy fans and for the team. Even no matter what Sean Lee was on defense or not, it's over. It's going to be tough for us to win the game. There's no real answers to this if Tyron Smith doesn't play. And to me, he's the key piece, even bigger than Sean Lee for this weekend's game. Now, it's going to be tough for him to play. And if he does play, will he play the San Diego game on Thanksgiving? Probably not. But I think we got to take it game by game. And right now, the more important game is the Philadelphia game. That's the way we can get a playoff. We're 3 games out behind Philly right now. If we win, we're 2 games back with 1 game to play. So if we can continue to win our games and somehow win games down the stretch and the Eagles falter 1 or 2 games, we can catch them in the last week, guys. That might be easier than going through the wild card where you had, 6 wins right now is in the playoffs at this moment, and we're 5 wins, and we have 2 or 3 teams in front of us with tiebreakers that have either better records or tied with us. So we have an uphill battle both ways, but we have to start this week. And this week, front and center, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we need to make sure we get this victory first and foremost before we talk about anything else when it comes to playoffs, wild card, or NFC East champs. So I'm glad we do have Awuzie in. I'm glad that, Tyron Smith is getting extra practice to try to get him up to speed, get him in this game against the Eagles, which is going to be very, very important. Des Bryant, the fact that he's fully in practice, there's no worries about him not being in there. Jason Garrett did say about Tyron Smith that he had a good day yesterday. They're gonna try to get him working out there tomorrow. Byron Bell said that when he gets in trouble is when he plays complacent and is timid. I don't like to hear that from Byron Bell. He just goes out there and he cuts loose. If I'm gonna get, he says, if I'm gonna get beat, I want to know this. I'm gonna get beat my effing way, is basically what he said. So let me rephrase that. He said basically if he's gonna get beat, he's gonna beat his way. So by him saying, and I didn't want to say the curse word because he did curse, but again, which I don't mind the aggressiveness and the the non-PC. I like it. We need that. We need some fire in this team. But Byron Bell, he gets complacent. He wants to play crazy his way. I just hope that, he holds his tackle, because right now he's got to understand, and so does Chaz Green, if Tyron Smith doesn't play, the future of our team can be destroyed if Dak Prescott gets hit the wrong way, blindsided on that side, on the left side. So guys, it's obviously a huge factor for that left tackle to be secured. And even Troy Aikman said during the game last week about how the Cowboys needed to help Chaz Green. He said at some point in the game, when a kid is struggling like that, Chaz Green, as a staff, a coaching staff, Troy Aikman says he would have liked to say, okay, we may give up more, we might give up 10 sacks, but it's not going to be by Adrian Claiborne or the left side. And that's exactly right. What Troy Aikman is saying is 100% right. That's where the Cowboys coaching staff stinks. They don't make adjustments, and that's where they falter. And it's not just adjustments for the game coming up, let's say, against the Eagles. It's in-game adjustments. Cowboys have problems with that, the coaching staff. And one last kind of cool stat about this upcoming game against the hated Eagles. Through 25 games for both Dak Prescott and Carson Wentz. And again, guys, both guys, I give credit to Carson Wentz. He's going to be he's already a good quarterback, like Dak Prescott showed last year, and he continues to showing this year. So put both their year and a half together, and let's see what their stats are. Dak Prescott, 18 wins. Carson Wentz, 15 wins. Dak, 748 pass attempts. Carson Wentz, 898 pass attempts. Dak has 66% completion percentage, fantastic. Wentz, 61.8%. Dak has 5,661 passing yards and 39 touchdowns. Wentz has 6,044 passing yards and 39 touchdowns. Very similar, guys. And, of course, we're built to run. They're built to pass a little more. So that's why there's this discrepancy in yards. But Dak is very, very accurate. So 19 interceptions for Carson Wentz. Only 8 for Dak, as we know. And passer rating, guys, Dak has a 101.6 passer rating, which is fantastic for a guy who's just in his second year, halfway through his second year. Wentz is doing very good as well, 87.3 passer rating. Wentz has 2 rushing touchdowns. Of course, Dak has 11, one of the leaders of that, and he's very, very good at that. So, guys, it's a good sign for this division. For the Cowboys and Eagles, you're going to see us fighting it out year after year after year, led by these two guys. So get yourselves ready, guys. Get your popcorn ready. And get ready to see a fantastic, matchup of two quarterbacks in the same division, starting off at the same time frame, the same period, for a decade, in front of us. I posted these stats on our Twitter page, so make sure you check that out, guys. And check out our Facebook page. We have one, too. We have a Patreon page if you want to donate. You can see underneath here or in the description below. You see if you can donate. Hey, anything helps, guys. Our lighting, our camera, our microphone, everything. And, guys, we're going to do a live discussion right after, a couple hours after this one's over. So later tonight, catch us for the live discussion with you guys about today's topics and what we're going to do about the Eagles. Definitely would love to get some Eagle fans on here and maybe have a discussion on Friday with some of them. More Eagle-centric than Cowboy-centric, just in the way we match up. So we'll keep you up to date on that. We'll talk more about that in the live discussion chat in an hour or two. Make sure you join us for that, guys. So, again, hit that like button. God love them Cowboys. So hit that like button, guys. And even if you're not, still, you're part of my Cowboys family. So make sure you hit the like button. Hit subscribe if you're new, if you haven't done that yet. And, of course, make sure your notification bell is, ding, turned on. All right, guys? We'll be back shortly to have some live discussion with our fans. And get ready for this big Eagle game, guys. It's a big one. It's a do-or-die situation when it comes to the division. So stay tuned. Join us for the live stream. And as always, guys, never forget, Cowboys! Yeah, I said it. Peace out, guys. See you in a little bit for the live discussion stream. Go Cowboys.